Welcome, YouTube. We are back. It is Past the Prop. We're coming at you 10 a.m. Central Time, coming at you guys for this early Wednesday slate. First game starts in about an hour and a half. Joined as always by my guy, Stu. How you doing, man? You're muted, my guy.
I am muted. There we go. I'm doing great. That's what I was about to say. I absolutely love these Wednesday slates. We get action all day long, right? Starting at 12 p.m. We got the 1 p.m. We even got those little middle bridge games as well that'll get us over to those 7 p.m. games. And guess what? The 7 p.m. games are actually pretty good today as well. So tons of great MLB to bet on. I'm absolutely fired up. And I didn't have the best show last show. I'm ready to make that money back ASAP.
Yeah, no, I think I even lost my one I thought was my better play there with Turner Javier. Yeah, dude, the Pirates are pesky that day on there again. So I did have a bet on them just because they've been good to me. Javier only had 5 Ks. Trey Turner came through. Braves came through. Obviously, they've been phenomenal there. I believe this one did not.
Arenado ended up losing on this one, unfortunately. And then Seager did not go either. A rare 0 for 2 reverse sweep right there, unfortunately. But got to make it back today.
Yeah, no, it was Ortiz kind of shoved, dude. He looked good, dude. The guy was bringing up that upper 90s. I ended up just playing a first 5 Pirates one just because I talked about fading the Dunning train and didn't expect it to go that way. I did not expect it to be just a pitcher's duel. Yeah. But the fade Dunning train, I guess, comes through. We talked about that on the show as well because obviously the regression didn't really hit him that much, but obviously still gave up a couple runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, shout out to our guy. We've been making jokes about Dane Dunning all year long, but good for him, man, pitching this well so far. But like you said, Ortiz obviously had his best outing so far with that 7 innings. But, you know, had a good Dinger Tuesday to make up for it yesterday, cashed a bunch of home run bets. So hopefully we bring that momentum into today.
Sounds good. We have, like I said, a pretty nice slate today. Just going up and down on the board here. There's good games in the morning. There's good games at night. What's catching your eye here early on this slate?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of great games. I think for me, maybe the Boston and the Angels game, I think is going to be a lot of fun a little bit later today. I know we've got some Boston fans in the chat here in the Discord as well. It seems like you are not a Boston fan on the other end.
Bro, they're so bipolar, bro. I hate the Red Sox. I hate them. The fact that they got 2 hit by Griffin Canning yesterday shows you all you need to know. They ain't going to be able to make a run if they hit like that because their pitching definitely ain't going to be up there. Shout out Brian Bale, though. Fuck, that guy shoved yesterday.
But that's why I like this game. There's such a wide range of outcomes. Like, I really do think this is one where we could get crazy offense, or like you said, those bats could, go silent once again. So we'll see what happens. But that game, I mean, hey, I love a good fade right here, and a Ranger Suarez fade always sounds good to me. So I'm excited. A lot of good games on today's slate. Obviously, the early games I'm pumped for as well. But I'll let you get to your favorite game of the slate.
Yeah, just you kind of talk about that Arizona game. That game gives me weird vibes, right? I mean, why is Gallen only a -115? I understand their lineup came out and it's kind of dog shit, but man, dude, how are you giving me a -118 on possibly the NL Cy Young Award winner right now? Just weird. It's a weird vibe, especially with Suarez. Got to think that's going to be mostly a bullpen game for Philly. That's the only reason I can even think about that, or even have an idea of how that's going to go. I'm excited to see my boy Kodai Senga. I have him in fantasy, so I want to see him throw today as well. Obviously, he's supposed to throw yesterday. They're giving him an extra day between rest. That would have been really nice to know as a guy who started him in a weekly fantasy league for the double start. And obviously, he's not giving me a double start. But, hey, I'll take a double start Strider week any day of the week. Shout out to him for starting out like shit. But, hey, 11 Ks ended up coming through pretty big for me. I'm doing terrible this year, but Strider's definitely carrying the torch for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, Senga obviously is always going to be a lot of fun. I know last time he pitched, we hit his walks. Or do you think we're going right back again in this outing right here? I mean,
I think the Cubs are too aggressive for me to want to do that. I think even last time he had the walks, but dude had like 9 Ks. The dude was phenomenal there. So they're very cautious with that pitch count too, especially if you're going to give him an extra day. Just kind of, I want guys who are like, even like Sonny Gray yesterday. You saw the Twins roll him out there. I had a bet on Sonny Gray outs, 16.5. And obviously he fucked me over because he walked 3 dudes in a row to start the 6th inning. But that's what I mean. Like, that's how you get those walks when the guys are getting tired. But they're going to give them that run anyway. So, yeah, yesterday was a shit show for me. So many plays that look like they're going to win and then just turn into just absolute crap. But hey, that's why it's a long season, and you got to just get right back on the horse.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's definitely one of those things where so much variance hits you on a day-to-day basis, but all you can do is, keep on trucking, keep on moving on. And hey, I love the picks for today. I think we got a pretty good chance of doing that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff on today's slate, and I guess we can just get it rolling. And here we got 15 of you guys in here, first 6 minutes. Appreciate you popping on here. And I guess let's get it rolling. I'll kick it over to you to start off.
Sounds good. We're going Nate Lowe and Justin Turner, both to record a hit, -111. And remember, Lowe is in that early Rangers game as well. That's the first game to kick off. So if you're going to place one of these bets first, make sure to obviously get this one in ASAP. We've got about an hour and 30 till this one starts. I'll kick it off with Justin Turner right here, though. I think he's definitely one of my favorite targets on the slate. I wish that hits, runs, RBIs was a little better price. I was hoping I could get it -130. It was -150, so I ended up kind of pivoting to a hit parlay. The walks can always be a thing with Turner as well, but he's been killing it overall recently. But I love the past history against Anderson. 18 for 36 with 8 extra base hits in his career. Oh, that's one of the best, obviously the sample size is good. The extra base hits are good. We love a guy that, is familiar with the pitcher. But when you dive into the stats, it actually makes a lot more sense why it's that case. Anderson is known for the changeup, and he's known for that cutter that he's going to be throwing to these right-handed batters. Those are the pitches he's going to throw over 60% of the time. He's hitting .500 against those pitches so far this year. But if you look back, no matter what phase in his career he's in, right, Justin Turner absolutely crushed the changeup and the cutter. Those are by far his 2 best pitches over the course of his career in terms of run value, in terms of batting average, even in terms of expected slugging. If you just go down year by year, those are the 2 pitches he absolutely crushes. So when you look back, it actually does make a lot of sense on why he has been so good in this matchup. Then when you want to look at this season, he is obviously crushing it against left-handed pitchers so far this year. And Anderson is not doing too good against right-handed hitters, .298 opposing batting average. As for Lowe's been ungodly consistent for my hit parlays so far this year. The Rangers just in general have been good. I was kind of between a couple guys, Seager, but Lowe's been great in this category. 19 for 21. 1+ hit in 19 of his last 21 games coming in right here. Obviously love Oviedo. Is that how you say his name?
Oviedo.
There we go. You guys know my pronunciation is not the best, but he's been up and down this year. He's had some great outings. He's had some less good outings, but overall the common denominator has been he's not been as good against left-handed hitters. .298 opposing batting average so far this year. I think Lowe keeps it going. Extremely consistent. Turner, one of my favorite guys on the slate today. I like both these guys for hits, runs, RBIs. The prices were just out of my range at the -150 range, so threw them in a hit parlay right here.
Yeah, no, can't complain. I'm always a little bit worried with Anderson, dude. He's just so freaking weird, dude. Obviously, I think it's just in the back of my head from the Brewers game because dude just shoved on him. But obviously he's given up a lot of hard contact this year. But he's just a tough fade for me personally. Obviously, I think Turner's numbers against him are fantastic. But just for me, like looking at this whole Boston game, it's just been weird, dude. He's been a hard fade for me because when I think he's gonna suck, he doesn't, and when he does suck, I'm all over it. So I'm this game is weird to me, and I think it might be I might be kind of betting that Boston side just because, or actually the Angels side just because, my God, the Angels crush left-handed pitching, and James Paxton does give up a lot of power, obviously a lot of strikeout upside. Again, this is a GPP game. This is the game you're gonna have to have some exposure to in tournaments because all 4 sides have the ability to just pop off here, and obviously the pitchers have just shoved on them. So maybe it's just stay away from me thinking about how bad they've been, both sides.
Yeah, I like what you said. I wonder what a Trout home run is tonight. Obviously with that lefty that gives up some power right there.
I can't bet it for the sheer fact that he hit one late yesterday, and I think that's going to ruin the fucking line.
Fair. I mean, when you see Trout in like the 200s, it just hurts. You need a 350, a 400, and you're right. I don't know. I can check in a sec, but it might be
Yeah, because he hit one in like the 8th when the game was pretty much done because the Red Sox blow. So yeah, they just gave up a 2-run homer at the end of the game. That I guess iced it, even though I think it was iced because they couldn't hit anything. So yeah, I don't think they've really hit well in either game either, and it's a pretty nice hitter's park too. So it is what it is. Let me get to my first play, and I'm going to Joe Ryan and Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll's been obviously phenomenal in his rookie season here, and I think I'm getting a great price. Right, you don't really see Corbin Carroll outside of -300 ever, right? And we're getting -270. Obviously, that is big reason why lefty on lefty, everybody's afraid. Ranger Suarez pretty good against lefties. But Corbin Carroll's phenomenal against left-handed pitching, right? He's been fantastic this year. Was really surprised to see him over 300. He has a better batting average versus lefties than he does against righties. A 304 batting average. A lot of the guys coming out of the pen here for the Phillies as well will be right-handed guys. So it doesn't really matter. Whatever side you really want to talk about. I love Corbin Carroll. And I think that the hit is definitely on the table here. Obviously, 2 doubles yesterday, using all fields, which is awesome. Obviously, always love guys who can give me the infield hit as well. And you can't really go around him, right? In this matchup, right, you have Suarez, who is very, very, very well known to be outside of the strike zone, right? Good chase rate for Corbin Carroll, but also you got decent guys behind you today. Still have Christian Walker there, who destroys left-handed pitching. I think he's going to be the guy who gets walked, if anybody. So you're going to have to fill up the zone to somebody, right? And you got Rivera behind him, right, who's crushed lefties, right? Diamondbacks as a team are 10th best in batting average versus lefties, batting almost 270. So yeah, Kettle, Marte at the top. You're not going to go around him. Can't go around Carroll, else you're getting 2 dudes who just literally are in there to smash left-handed pitching. So if he's giving them pitches to hit, which is always a big issue with Ranger Suarez, I think Carroll's obviously going to get the job done for us. And then Joe Ryan, man, what more can you talk about this dude? This guy's been fantastic. All of his pitches have over a 25% whiff rate. I am rounding up on the splitter to 25%, is sitting at 24.5, just so I don't have any stat guys coming at me. But slider 30%, fastball 30%. We talked about this with Luis Castillo, man. To have a fastball at this level with a 30% whiff rate is unbelievable, especially when he's only really bringing it 91 to 94. It's all about the extension. It's all about how far he gets off the bump. It's all about that wrist flexion to get that ball to stay on that plane. It's just very hard to hit, right? It's something that when you play for a long time, you don't see many guys who are able to spin the ball and keep it at that plane like it's rising at you, like we've seen Joe Ryan do. Hit this in every single game but 2. Obviously, one of those games you could probably guess was the Cleveland Guardians. That was one of the games he didn't hit this against. He hit this pretty much against everybody else. And what I love is a walk rate sub 4%. Dude's gone 6 innings in every single matchup this year. Even in the games where he didn't hit this number in strikeouts, fucker still ended up going 6 innings and only giving up 1 run, right? So he's been very good in every start. Obviously, fading the Giants right now, I guess, is a weird thing to do. These guys have been really good. Yesterday, they got shoved on. And I think that we start to see Ryan come back and do the same thing that they did last night.
Yeah, I love this combo. I told you right before we got on the show, I almost ran a Ryan 6Ks combo as well. And it's exactly what you said. It's so that fastball being so good at 92, 93 is kind of such a rare tweet. Obviously, the splitter you mentioned as well. Whoever trained him in the offseason is going to be getting a lot of offers next year. One of the biggest increases in Stuff Plus and all those metrics that look at that fastball movement as well. So love the Ryan K's. Like you mentioned, I love the Diamondbacks against left-handed pitching pretty much anytime. I threw that in there. I had to. A little Fade Ranger comment in the beginning of the show, and I'm completely with you. Gurriel obviously out the lineup, unfortunately, but I like Marte. I like Carroll. Even a lot of these sneakier guys like Fletcher are pretty solid in there for hit parlay as well. So I like this angle a lot. We'll definitely be tailing you.
Love it. Yeah, good price too. Good price. I know it's like 118 to 122. I think I got it at 122. It's been kind of fluctuating in those like 5-cent range. So anything around -120 is fine by me here. And I don't think we have any other questions in here. I think we only got Plus Money Bob showing some love here early. If you guys have questions, drop them now. Obviously, we still have our second place to go and our long shots to come along here. So I will send it over to you for this round.
Sounds good. We're going Lane Thomas and Aaron Judge should both report a hit -104 over on FanDuel. I'll start with my guy, Lane Thomas, because I am all aboard the Lane train so far this year. He's been great to me. And I mean, the thing about Lane Thomas, and I've been betting on this guy for a little bit, even last year when he sucked, absolutely can't hit right-handed pitching. It was pretty much only bet this guy against lefties. And that was the system for the longest time, right? Hitting 358 against lefties, down to 260 against right-handed pitching so far this season. But what I've noticed over the last couple weeks, Lane is hitting righties too. He's hitting everybody right now, which is obviously great news for me as a Nationals fan, but great news for the hit parlay in general because Lane Thomas is clearly playing his best baseball he's ever played in his career. Hit in 17 of his last 19 games coming in right here. 8-game hit streak right now, which is definitely the longest I can remember him being on, and an even longer on base streak. Lane's getting the job done. The runs scored have been up, and we get a lefty right here. Obviously, Weathers doesn't have the biggest, stats, right? He's a young guy. We don't know too much about him. He's been pretty good so far. The walks can be a little bit concerning. Great news, though. Lane Thomas does not walk very much for a leadoff hitter. He is going up there to swing the bat right here. I'll take Lane versus a lefty. He's done it versus a lot better. I can't really be too worried against these young guys. It hasn't done me too much wrong betting against him so far. As for Judge hit the hit parlay last night, if anyone tailed that, in the very end of the game, right? Had that home run, obviously, that kind of, I know, saved a lot of people's tickets and to save my hit parlay as well. But Aaron Judge has obviously been killing it. 417 career batting average against Wells. I was watching a lot of Orioles baseball last year. I can tell you the one thing the Orioles fans do not want to see is any more Aaron Judge. He absolutely kills this team, no matter if he's hot, no matter if he's cold. He's just an Orioles killer in general. Guess what? He's absolutely on fire right now. Obviously, we know the hit streak is going on. This guy's got like 8 home runs in his last 10 games. Judge is going absolutely insane right now. Now we got the good history against Wells. We got the great matchup numbers against the four-seamer, against the slider so far this season. It's hard to fade Judge. The home run bet is unbettable. It's like 175 right now. I'm going over him in the hit parlay right here at -104.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, what better way to get on track than to face the Reds, dude, in Great American Ballpark, right?
True.
That's really what this started out with. One of the best places to hit, and that's kind of what I thought about. I'm like, oh, that's a good way to get yourself going. I'm fading my Brewers again. I think they actually come through and win this game. I do like them to win. I don't know if you're into one of those crazy Astros first 5 Brewers money line. I mean, I ain't about that, but I do like this with me getting this run. I don't understand this. How are we getting the Astros at plus money for the first 5 and giving me a reasonable price on the run line here? I'm not a huge Adrian Hauser guy. I never really have been. It's never been my cup of tea here, especially a guy here in this matchup. 17% K rate is all he has, right? He does not strike out many guys. Very reliant, almost 70% on four-seam and sinkers, right? A lot of fastballs. Not really bringing anything overpowering, right? The highest whiff, we just talked about Joe Ryan, right? The highest whiff he has is a changeup that's 25%, right? Joe Ryan has 4 pitches over 25%. He doesn't have any. That's the only one at 25%. If you're going to tell me we're going to get this Astros team, just came out with the lineup, right? You got obviously no Altuve out there, so you're put Dubon out there, which is not too bad, right? You got Dubon, you still got obviously the crazy middle of the lineup. But let's look at these dudes, right? Against fastballs, right? You look at Alvarez, 326 against the four-seam, 290 against the sinker. Go to Tucker, destroys four-seam fastballs, over 300 batting average. Dubon blows. He sucks. He was an old Brewer, but he can hit four-seam fastballs. Dude, he has a 417 batting average versus a four-seam. Adrian Hauser has a way to get you out, and it's four-seam fastball and sinker trying to get you on the ground, right? But if you're not going to miss bats, right? If you're not going to miss bats and you're going to have a guy like Jordan with what? A 56% hard hit rate. You got Kyle Tucker over 50% hard hit rate. I mean, even you go to the bottom, Chas McCormick has been decent in the times that I've played him. The dude has just kind of come through when he gets his opportunities, right? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Martin Maldonado comes through against the Brewers. That would be my shot of the day there, just because he is an ex-Brewer. And he's always been a fan favorite there. So I think that we're going to see the Astros at least score 2 runs here. And I understand we have a guy here in Baylock who has not like really had like a huge outing, right? He hasn't had like one of those like really good outings, not any name value, but he hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in an outing yet this year. So if you're going to tell me I have to bet on the Astros to score 2 runs in 5 innings on Hauser, I'm going to take that, right? This guy has shown his ability to get guys out and nothing flashy, right? He's not going out here and K'ing 20 guys, right? He's not going out here missing bats, but he's keeping you on the ground. These are the type of guys that the Brewers do struggle with. Yes, maybe they run into a couple home runs, right? That's kind of how the Brewers play. But if I have to rely on Adrian Hauser to keep the Astros after getting embarrassed yesterday, they got absolutely worked yesterday. 6-0 after a 12-2 win the game before. I think we see the Astros come out here with a little bit more fire to win this series. Obviously, this is a hitter's park, and I'm going to rely on that Astros offense more than I rely on this Brewers offense, even if Hauser is a little bit better. Obviously, the numbers this year are good so far, but I'm looking at career numbers, right? I've watched this dude for 3 years, right? So it's like I'm taking my step back. I'm going to go and revert to more of the numbers from last year's season versus this year. But man, I can't trust him against this Astros lineup. And lefties batted .307 against him last year. A lot of good lefties in this lineup. So I'm gonna be rolling with the Astros at least for the first 5. Could be 2-2 for all I know. But at the end of the day, it still cashes me a ticket.
No, yeah, very true. Obviously, very interesting that you're getting a point at good odds right here. That's almost unheard of. And I like everything you said. The stylistic matchups are so important to see, especially with these pitchers that are, like you said, the 4-seamer, the sinker. These are very hittable pitches. When we have guys like Jordan, like Kyle Tucker, who can put that ball 400 feet any given at bat, you want to take those odds 10 out of 10 times. And hey, I know your track record fading the Brewers. I know this is serious. You don't just come on here fading the Brewers for no reason. So you haven't led me wrong so far. We're rolling with the Astros today. Let's go.
Yeah, no, and they beat me last time, right? They beat me, right? Christian Javier only struck out 5 guys. For some reason, allowing these dudes to put the ball in play on 2 strike counts. And they were up so big that they didn't even have to roll Javier out there. All he was doing was just throwing the ball down the middle, and the Brewers still couldn't do anything with it. So, yeah, interesting spot, but I will be fading them again today. Again, I'm not saying they lose a full game. Don't go out there and bet that full game. They're going to give me a full run, dude. You're giving me a run here, which is extremely, extremely surprising. So let's take a look at the chat here. We got a couple of questions here. Any thoughts on Gallen over 17.5 outs? Feels like he will bounce back. Feel the line should be 18.5. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough place to pitch, too. That's the only reason I'm even contemplating this is, dude, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot out there. You're playing a day game in Philly. That ball is going to be playing in a pinball machine, dude. It's going everywhere. I'm going to check the Phillies lineup if they came out with it yet, because I would like to see that. Oh, they just did. Okay. Stott, Turner, Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber in the 5. Wow. I don't mind the bottom of the order. I don't think that's very good. But, yeah, I would I don't hate it. I'd be curious. What's the line for 17.5? If you could post that in here, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been 18.5 pretty much every game, right, over the last couple. So you're at least getting that kind of solid value right there.
I'm on saying literally what I talked about at the beginning of the show. I'm like, this is just sketchy, dude. It's just weird. Honestly, I think it's because the Diamondbacks just threw out their fucking scrub squad outside of Walker and Kettle Marte, really. Corbin Carroll, right? You don't have Lourdes in there, who's obviously phenomenal. You don't have Pordomo in there, right? You don't have Josh Rojas in there against the lefty, right? That's a lot of firepower sitting on the bench. But man, dude, this is weird, man. It's weird. Ranger Ranger could walk 6 dudes, and you're going against a Cy Young dude in Zach Allen. So it's like the line is -125. Christ. That is sketchy, dude. That is really sketchy. I'm kind of nervous. I'm not playing him in DFS today in a 5-game slate, which should tell you enough, right? That I'm not, just because I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious here. There's something going on. I don't know if Vegas knows that something's about to happen to Gallen, if they think he's taking a step back. But I mean, I guess negative regression if you think that, man. But he's good. Like, it's not like his track record is good. So it's like, something's up. Like, I 100% agree.
Yeah, we've been doing this too long to not notice stuff like this, right? Like you see it like kind of all the time almost, where it's like there's no way that line makes sense. Like, and then you go on Twitter, right? And no offense, you see like the 10 dumbest people you know on Twitter all on Rangers money line, and you're like, fuck, like they know, and then these guys know. Like, what are we missing right here? Like, is what in your mind would tell you to take the other side of this? I have no clue. Like, who's taking the other side of these Gallon bets? It's not me. It's not anyone I
well,
can
it's the
see.
sharp guys. It's the sharp guys seeing everybody bet that. It was like, I'm not saying I was sharp on that game, but I was talking about that Dane Dunning side because everybody was backing Dunning now, right? Everybody went to that well because he's been good. Like, you can't just look at the recent stuff, and obviously that helps the Gallon fight there, dude. It's just I can't. I something in me is just like, I'm going down with that ship today. If Gallon shoves, my DFS lineups are fucked because I'm sure it'll be 50% on.
Yeah, no, you'll be fucked. You'll be but if Gallon doesn't pay off that price, then you're in a prime position, right? Then suddenly you're the guy. If because he's gonna be maybe more than 50%, honestly.
Well, it's tough because I'm sure you got Kopech on this one, who now everybody thinks is God after he shoved on a team with probably 3 dudes that should be in AAA. And still has the highest barrel rate allowed. I'm sure people will go there. Right, and he's facing the Guardians. Shout out Cal Quantrill at home today, right? You got to give him his props. Might be betting Guardians just for that sheer fact because I haven't bet it this year. I have not bet Quantrill this year, which is tough for your boy here. But he has been dreadful. So maybe he's just waiting for me to bet on him. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of. He's been the thumbnail for a while. We've been living a fairly Cal Quantrill less show this year. So maybe today's the day he turns that around. Maybe he's watching right now, getting all fired up, saying, "Why aren't you guys betting on me anymore?" So maybe he's worth a couple bucks. Who knows?
Yeah, and I don't even think it's that. I think that they think that they're going to get 2 Gallon. I think that's probably more of a lean than Suarez is because Suarez has like a 14% walk rate, right? I mean, he's getting hit around. Like, it's not even like, I don't think it's that. I think they think this game is flying over. I will be on a Cal Quantrill bet there for sure. But yeah, something's up there. All right, let's go through our recap here. And do you have a long shot for me?
I do.
Okay. Let's go through it.
Justin Turner and Nate Lowe both to record a hit right here, -111 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. This is the first starting game, so make sure to get that in. Then we got Aaron Judge, Lane Thomas, both to record a hit, also FanDuel -104.
Perfect. I'm going on Joel Ryan, 6Ks with Corbin Carroll to record a hit, -118. I would take that up to probably -125. And then the Astros first 5 run line, -120. Stu, what is your long shot today?
My long shot today is a long shot that cashed for me yesterday, too. Juan Soto, home run, +340. Give it to me again, baby. He's going yard back-to-back games. Trevor Williams fucking sucks. The Padres, sorry, I like Trevor Williams. I defend him, but I do
remember I told you Trevor Williams sucks.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that because I think he's going to get rocked today. Like, I think we're going to get, like, rocked. But I do like Trevor, so I wanted to take that back before you could jump on it real quick. Soto homered for me last game. Bell homered for me earlier this year. Soto homered for me last year on the show against the Nationals. Every time he comes to DC, he's getting my money. And now we got a great matchup with the pitcher who throws a lot of strikes and lets a lot of hard contact happens, especially the lefties. 299 OBA so far this year with Williams struggling versus lefties. I like Soto in this one. I like his runs scored. I played that last night, a little bit of juice on it, so you got to have a parlay piece right there. But I love Soto in this spot. I also like Grisham, too. I wish the price was better. That guy fucking sucks, but he hates our team. Like, we killed him in that one playoff run where he made the error and we won the World Series. Shout out Trent. He hates us. He absolutely has destroyed us since then. But the books know that. He is the same home run price as fucking Juan Soto. So I'm not going to be betting that. But I do like Grisham. If he goes yard, I will say I told you so, even though I did not bet on it.
Yeah, no, Grisham, former Brewer, obviously. So you obviously remember that shit. But yeah, no, what was I going to say? Yeah, dude, I literally had the ticket signed up for me to bet Soto home run yesterday just because Mackenzie Gore, for some reason, can't get lefties out now. Like, he's terrible. I don't understand it. And he's way better versus righty. He's really weird reverse splits for a guy who throws like that. So I was literally so close. But I'm like, Soto really do it again? Like, can he do it again? Like, why would you pitch to this guy? And let alone he gets in like the first or second at bat and just bomb. So that is that. I am going to go to something that I have not done yet this year. And just because I've been too close with Stu on these odds, right? We've been close, like within 100. And I don't do that. I don't mess around with that. I got to get big, right? We got to go big. So I'm going to do Corbin Carroll, Stephen Kwan, stolen base parlay at almost 12-1 here. And as disrespectful as a plus 175 is for Stephen Kwan, bro, 5 dudes on the Guardians are plus 175 today. Why? Because Kopech can't hold runners, bro. He can't. He doesn't have a slide step. The dude lifts his leg so high every time. Dude does not care, right? And especially if I'm assuming Yasmani Grandal is not catching today, because that dude is old as shit and has probably caught 2 games this series already. That's all I'm saying. If we get Grandal back there, I will probably throw my life savings on that. Right? Let me look. I gotta check if he's been.
So if he is back there, are we just round robining like 3-4 guys to get a stone?
Oh no, they got Sebi. They got Sebi Zavala back there, which is fine. I still don't care. The key would have to throw a perfect throw to get Quan out. Yeah. And then obviously I'm going to Ranger Suarez versus Corbin Carroll here. I don't really care about lefty on him. Corbin Carroll literally is the second fastest in terms of feet per second on his sprint speed. I'm going to go to Carroll every single time, especially because I can cash this ticket and not cash my other one because the dude walks 14% of fucking dudes. So I'm getting him on first base. I'm going to go here 12-1 on 2 dudes, elite on base percentage, elite speed. And in Kwan's case, the price at plus 175 is so disrespectful. I had to throw a plus 350 in there. Yeah, dude, I actually really like this, and this is my first parlay of these. But like I said, I was getting too close to you, dude. We were like 100 points off, and I'm like, that's not how I roll here. I got to be at least 300 to 400 over.
Yeah, well, I was glad too because I also have a Josh Jung 600. I didn't want to have to dunk on you with that one, so I'm glad.
Yeah, you combine those. I still got a little bit of room.
You got me right here, and I like the spot too. And hey, if anyone wants to make it even crazier, throw our guy Ruiz in there at plus 140, and you got 3 guys that are.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I like Miller too much, bro.
Yeah,
Miller's my boy. I got him in fantasy, dude. I have him and Estuary. So, team showing out this week though so far. So. I need him to continue. Miller has been a revelation to my fantasy team, a little life to a team sitting in the bottom third of the league, which I do not like, just sitting there as a bottom feeder. I guess it's early, but fuck, dude. When is Jose Abreu going to hit a fucking homer? Give me Jose Abreu to hit one today. What is it, plus 9,000?
It's got to be worse than that. I don't know. It's probably whatever Miguel Cabrera's odds are to hit a home run because those guys are looking about as young as each other right now. But hey, our guy John Legeza, I saw he wrote an article about the Jose Abreu comeback. I haven't got to check it out yet, but he clearly is believing there's something in there. So maybe you got a little bit of hope.
All right, I'm gonna check, dude. If they don't give me over 1,000, only 680 on FanDuel, bro. They better give me like 10,000. This boy hasn't hit a homer in 40 games. What we getting 680 for, dude? I was betting Vinny Pasquantino at that. He's got 5 homers. Like, oh my god, fuck FanDuel.
Hey, I can bet my guy Josh Jung, who's cashed for me 2 games in a row, at a better price than that. So just throwing that out there. He's gonna hit a home run, by the way. Now that we've said this, Abreu's going yard today. So
I have him in fantasy, and he has been the absolute death of me. And he doesn't even drive me in runs either. So just keep getting on base for Kyle Tucker. Keep going on. Keep getting Kyle Tucker's numbers up so we can get that MVP ticket cashed here. So, Stu, what do you got for the people before we head out here? A little bit over 30 minutes in.
Yeah, normally I have an NBA article to plug, but obviously,
yay, no NBA today.
Like you said, there's no NBA today, so I'll have my NBA article tomorrow. But for the rest of the day, it'll just be MLB props. We've got stuff all day long, like we mentioned. Remember that these games do start early, so if you've seen like a Rangers bet, some of these, they do kick off in just a couple hours. And hey, if you're watching this later, you're tuning in later, we've got plenty of late action as well. Make sure to drop your comments if you have any. We are always here to answer your questions. So, been a great show so far. I like the plays. Hoping we can kind of, get some winners today. How about that?
Yeah, excited. Obviously, I really like that long shot. Actually, I might go run, make sure I get that placed in here before it goes down. But plus 175, Jesus Christ. yeah, I'm excited. Got a lot of games. Again, Stu told you guys, lock these in early. I will not be on the show Friday. Unfortunately, I will be obviously out of town for the long weekend. So I'll be posting, obviously. Obviously, I'll always be posting free plays and stuff like that. But no UFC this weekend, too. So it was a good weekend to be gone, right? So it's all everybody's kind of doing their thing with their friends, family. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for popping in, especially at this impromptu time. Still got 20 of you guys in here. Smash that like button on the way out. And, yeah, hopefully we can come through with some of these picks for today and some of those long shots because I think that we are on a roll here getting ready to go. So let's do it. Have a good one, guys, and best of luck today.